What's good? What's happening? We here. We back. Brand new episode coming your way. This should be a back to back. Boy, Tyler,
Yo,
and no Jason this week. He got business to take care of. So we'll hold it down till we got on this episode. But with that said, either way, that means probably gonna lead to a shorter episode. No Jason, but y'all know Jason got to get the cash. But
your audio is clipping on my end.
am I good now?
Yeah.
All right, it's just background music. But yeah, overall, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at 3S on the Ring, 3 on the Ring. Follow the Facebook page, YouTube Media for all our YouTube Media episodes, and we're up to date on everything as well. But like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. So if you're watching us off of at this very moment. But let's go ahead. We'll go right into. Let's go straight to wrestling.
All right.
So wrestling wise, we're well into the road to SummerSlam. We would do predictions this episode, but I'm gonna hold off for another week.
Well, SummerSlam is next Saturday.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said another week.
Oh.
So we got another week. We're gonna try to sneak it in this week, like next week. So,
all right.
even basketball news is slow. We'll just do a quick, dig for SummerSlam. I don't know what that official card looks like. So, either way,
I'm gonna Google it. So what's what we got so far? But you can continue.
it's not gonna be that fine. But we're well into SummerSlam season. We're literally Tyler said a week away. So next Saturday will be SummerSlam, but we'll hold off on give you guys our prediction. Even though things have occurred, like we're well into like a lot of storylines. Is the active matches that we solidified just this past week on Monday Night Raw. CM Punk has announced that he is cleared, and him and Drew is officially gonna happen at SummerSlam, with Seth Rollins being special guest referee, which is a nice touch to the match because I was screaming, "Hey, we need a unsanctioned match." Just to go all the way negative here, but I like where we're going with this. Seth Rollins is still a heavy player in regards to this feud and his hate for CM Punk as well.
You can't leave him off the card.
That as well. You definitely can't leave Seth Rollins off the card. And on top of it, it adds to the drama. We're here for the drama of it all.
Shenanigans. This match has shenanigans written all over it.
So yeah, and people was wondering why Seth got to be this special guest referee. It makes sense. Drew has brutalized referees, and you need somebody who's going to stand up for themselves. And we talked about we didn't record last week, right? So we didn't talk about Gunther telling Priest Day.
Called that man a poor.
Called that man poor multiple times, and then didn't regret it. Back to that.
Then came back this week and said, "I'm not taking it back. Y'all just like him. Y'all poor. Y'all have no self-esteem. Y'all have no drive.
Y'all broke, and it was a choice." This is the thing.
He did tell him it was a choice.
That's what made it hilarious. It was a choice. It's not only did he disrespect Damian Priest, he disrespected his family. He said his parents made the choice to make him broke and grow up poor and in the streets. It's insane. Like that is I don't care. Even though people was comparing it to the Triple H, Booker T, his promo, he was probably a you people away from legit. Like if he called him, like if he talked about the hair, the tattoos and stuff, I've been like, all right, dude, we're going there. But he said, look, man, the streets is a choice. Which
In a way, in some area, in some ways, it is. The streets is a choice. Nobody has to go to the streets, but that's a different story.
Exactly. This is not the podcast to talk about whether it's the right decisions to go after the streets, because neither one of us is no type of people.
No.
Either way, we made our choice. But that was still an epic promo in itself 2 weeks ago, and then just
I like how they're building them together too. By the way, I think that they're. I'm not gonna lie, like I would not be surprised, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would not be surprised if we get some type of swerve.
it's possible. That's why I said we want to hold off on predictions.
Yeah.
Just storylines is actually going on. Then we got the Rhea and Liv situation. Rhea made her return 3 weeks ago. And Dom is doing what he can to save face. Even though at this point, look, man, he made his decision. He's trying to eat his cake and eat it too. He's trying to have both slices of cake.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he got his
the devil's food cake and the angel food cake.
Hey, hold on, whoa, hold on now. Rhea's not black. So he has his vanilla cake, yellow cake, and then he has vanilla. Yeah, he has the yellow cake with the chocolate frosting. He's trying to have both, and that's not how this works. And even though I think we know what Dom prefers, it's going to lead to a situation going incredibly left. In this situation where Rhea's the one going to get screwed over, which leads because at this point, Damian and Rhea is about to be faced. The fans clearly want to cheer for them.
Yeah.
You know? So, and even then, Damian been teetering either way. It's just him being Judgment Day. Your natural alignment is heel, but he's been teetering between face and heel the past couple of months. And then Rhea is just fans naturally just want to cheer for her at this point. Everybody loves Rhea. But all this going to do is like what I believe is going to occur with Dom aligning with Liv. It's going to lead to Dom becoming like them boos is going to touch outer space.
Man. Has anybody been able to retain outside of Triple H? Has anybody been able to retain like this level of like heat for this long? Because this man been getting like booed out the building for like almost 3 years now.
It's getting to the point where like these are legit heat.
Yeah, and it's never been like no piped in. It's not like, oh, we don't like seeing him on TV. Like they legit.
Like I feel like they do slightly pipe him in. They just raise like I feel like the boos are legit. I just feel like they slightly do just.
They add the little TV spin on it.
Yeah, they do add the TV spin and enhance it because I believe every time that man does stuff, they do not want to say. But either way, and then just the Jey Uso thing element to it makes it even comical because I think that's just their way of putting Jey and Dom on the card because I feel like they're going to be a process of the match as well. And then as we move on, we still looking at what else going on. Those are really the main two storylines, main three on Raw. Tag title scene is look.
Sammy and Braun.
Oh, Sammy and Braun. That is. Look, at this point, Braun's sole purpose is to try to break this man. That's his purpose. He wants to break him.
Yeah.
Pun intended. Braun wants to break Sammy. And because that's his only way of knowing he can beat him, is he has to break him before. He didn't break him enough the first time around. So in his mind, I have to break him because I know he's slightly better than me. He got the vet's edge on me. But yeah, also the fact that Triple H keeps giving us Braun and Ilya for like 2 months straight is insane, but I ain't mad at it.
Yeah,
because they can fight forever for me. I just can't wait for bigger stakes, because they can go. And also hope Ilya is okay. I think that was a TV work to protect Ilya because you don't want him to get pinned.
Right.
I like what I'm saying when it comes to that because I believe Ilya will be coming for Braun once he gets that IC title. Um, Tag title seems a little dull right now because Judgment Day got the belts again, but they're slowly building things up. Chad Gable in the YS6 situation. That's getting more interesting as well because now we saw Bo Dallas make his re-debut as Bo Dallas, and then he gets jumped 2 weeks ago. Then he gets his lick back as Uncle Howdy, in which was respect to doing Sister Abigail. That's but
Yeah, they slowly, like, it's always gonna be a slow build with this type of stuff, but I'm appreciating the way that they're coming about it, especially like with the vignette tapes and stuff.
Yeah,
vignette tapes have been done very well. So, and they finally put Chad and the Creed brothers together, so that's gonna be fun.
it's definitely gonna be interesting to see where that goes along. Well, it's just my thing is still when the match occurs, is it Bo Dallas or is it Uncle Howdy? He can't work in that mask. If he I'm hoping
Unless they do something like a smaller version of the mask, because it kind of reminds me of that one mask that Kane used to have. They just will have to make it a little bit tighter, I guess.
You mean the last mask he had?
Yeah, similar to that one.
I hated that one. I was bored.
Yeah, I didn't really like it much neither, but it kind of remind me of that. So that was the closest thing I could see. Or they could just do it where like he got some type of like face paint on or something, with the gray hair.
Makes the most sense. Things just to face paint it. Either way, I'm looking forward where things go. My main thing is, and I've been hearing this multiple podcasts that I agree with. They should make these characters more like alter egos than necessarily them.
Yeah, because that's how Bray was when he came back. Like everything else was like an alter ego instead of just being there all the time outside of the Fiend.
Yeah, the Fiend was legit, but when he was Bray, it was like, all right, Jim. Hey. Anyway, but that's on the Raw side of things. SmackDown is really Bloodline central.
Yeah.
Bloodline. Oh wait, one more thing with Raw. How do you feel about the strap-on system?
I think it works, but at the same time, it's a wait and see. I'm not gonna lie, it's a wait and see. I think it can work. I think their personalities mesh, and it makes sense for Sonya Deville to be the head of the group or whatever. But it's a work in progress because the only thing that I see is you build up. Because honestly, outside of Shayna Baszler, and we've already tried it once, really, with with her, whatever. She won the title on the main roster already, right? Outside of the tag belts.
No, she was close.
She was close.
Remember, she had that one, like she had that run where she was legit just choking everybody out and just looking dominant.
Right.
I don't think it led to a win though. To a title win.
The way I see it is you build them up enough where you make Sonya Deville really look like a threat to the point where she can challenge her. I think it's her turn to challenge for a world title, and then you probably just put the tag belts. Somehow you get the tag belts on Shayna and Starks. But again, it's a wait and see. I need to really see how they really build them up as a group first.
Yeah, it's just what's the name sucks out, right?
Yeah,
like literally Lyra having to make a John Cena call, make them John Cena calls loud enough where you can hear it on TV. Was like, hey, okay, yeah, I know you've been gone for a minute, but I'm trying to do this power bomb and you just hanging around. Help. But either way,
in the worst case scenario, she just had to go back to like strictly managing.
That's what she should be doing. That's why I was surprised she in matches, but whatever. But let's go on to the SmackDown side of things, which is really heavily bloodline centered, Cody bloodline centered at this point. Bloodline's been coming after all Cody's friends. That's the best way. And storyline wise
right now,
because when you think about what helped Cody win at WrestleMania, friends. He had friends that combat the bloodline. He had somebody for Jimmy. He had somebody for Solo. He had somebody for The Rock. He had friends. So, what is the bloodline doing? We're going to kill your friends.
Pretty much.
Randy. They killed Randy.
I ain't gonna lie, the Randy one was the funniest, bro, because that nigga Cody he told us to take me.
Look, man, I know people kind of being hard on him about that, but gee.
I enjoyed it. That was funny. That's comedy. That's cinema.
He's a drama king, G. Like, what do you expect? He gets it. Like, he gets it. And then what happened the next week? He like, no, G, I want my lick back. And even though what they do, they took his other friend. So now, as we go to SmackDown tomorrow, by the time you guys listen to this episode, will be out already. But now Cody's going in solo, pun intended, against Solo. While Solo has two Tongans, well, one Tongan, a Puerto Rican that is supposed to be a Tongan. I'm sorry, but he's Camacho forever. He's Camacho forever.
Camacho. There's Camacho.
He has a Tongan that is a Puerto Rican, and then his Jacob's what, cousin or brother?
No, that's his cousin, because that's Sam Fatu's son, so that's Rikishi's brother. So that's
okay. So and his older cousin who did time. Which, by the way, y'all gotta stop dick eating, folks. Do Raw, but he ain't chill.
Yeah, it's like we haven't even really got to see like him in like full character, like him speaking and like really holding his own for real yet. Like, I like him. I definitely think he's gonna be somebody while he's here.
Yeah.
But calm down. Let's simmer down, because the reason I say that is because fans do that to themselves all the time, where they hype somebody up. That is good, but then when certain stuff don't go the way that they plan, now you calling them weak, or making any other type of complaint or something like that. It's like, just let it naturally flow. It's not overhyped stuff. Because people low-key did that with Solo. They did that with Solo when he first hit the scene.
Definitely did. Like, they definitely did. And next thing I know,
now the great population of North Korea doesn't like that man. South Korea.
Yeah, South Korea does not rock with that man. But
and
beginning, that's a whole different story.
And they cannot stand that man.
Yes, I thought Day Trail popped up. I hate him, and then walk back out. But either way, now we're looking into, as we go into SummerSlam. Cody has no friends. There is a friend, but he's on another show right now. Or I wouldn't even call it. And then we're still at this point. I'm well believing Roman.
That was my next question for you, though. What in the case that Roman isn't popping back up yet, what do you think that they will be doing?
It's like, look at regardless, because to me, Cody's winning either way.
I think you're not having him drop this title to Solo. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah. For one, it elevates Cody as a babyface. If they just say Roman absolutely doesn't pop up at all, like he has no involvement in this match, and Cody wins clean, holds his own, has that dramatic babyface Cena type, I overcame all the odds win, it solidifies, like, to me, his, like, hey, he's top baby face in the company, as which he should be. Because once again, I strongly and adamantly feel the next stage of the bloodline has nothing to do with this belt, and you can run the story without no Cody alignment at all.
Yeah.
Like, the only time, like, Cody, a bloodline member should be approaching Cody is probably when Roman appears, because he probably won't try to get a rematch. When The Rock reappears, and supposedly I think that dude's hurt because he injured himself while filming. So that might not ever occur. So at this point, everything post this, or maybe I could even sit there and say post the Germany pay-per-view, Bloodline shouldn't even be near a belt at all. Just
right.
being honest. Like, I know that they plan on doing a little tag team scramble for the number one contendership this Friday, which involves a Tongan and a Puerto Rican, but that should still, they shouldn't win those belts, even though Jacob annihilated the tag team title, the tag team champs. I still believe, like, they shouldn't be involved in they should have no belts at all. Like, they just don't need no title. Keep them away from titles as a whole, and then we get our, like, the next stage is literally should be the Samoan Civil War, which is, like, from there, cool. Which, once again, I think after the Germany pay-per-view is strictly Roman Solo fighting off each other.
What would be after because Bash in Berlin and SummerSlam are in the same month, I believe. I think Bash in Berlin is at the end of the month.
Next week, which is the first week of first week
it'll be the third, and then Bash in Berlin is probably like the 26th or something like that.
It's the end of August. So with that all said,
so what would be the pay-per-view for September?
I don't think there's no I think they skip in September, and Bad Blood is in October.
Right, Bad Blood is going to be October.
Yeah, there's they doubling up in August.
Okay, so that way they can just use that whole month to do like a straight build straight to Bad Blood.
Yeah. So either way, point is, I still believe what I firmly believe should occur. Roman comes back and they just beat it back. You have to sell me on the fact that these dudes don't mess with Roman at all. That's what you need to sell me on.
Yeah, like it almost needs to be like Massacre style. Like the minute Roman touches that ring, they need to all surround him on some Shield type stuff.
And just
get in the ring, stomp him out. I need somebody to do that pop-up Samoan drop on Roman, bro. One of them got to do it. That pop-up Samoan drop when specifically when one of the bigger guys do it, it just looks better. I don't know why.
Well, none of them are. There's one that is big, but he's Puerto Rican. He's Puerto Rican.
Talk about him.
Well, guess what? He's the only one who's qualified.
But it's not gonna happen. He's automatically disqualified because as soon as he's gonna be the first one to get flicked off by Roman. Roman's gonna hit one of them, and then it's gonna be over.
That's his job now. He's the jobber of the group. It's his job.
He takes the beating.
How's the biggest man in the group the jobber? Is insane when you think about it. That is insane. He's the biggest dude in the group, and he's the jobber. He's the one that gets his ass kicked.
There's been a lot of big guys that's jobbers, man.
Look, there's a difference between just being hold like Big Show and just being the jobber. Dude is legit the jobber of the faction, and he's the biggest man. Like, that's like among the friend group. I'm the big guy, and I'm the one that gets beat up all the time. Would never happen, but it shouldn't occur.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. But
also, because they didn't officially announce that they signed him, but Streets is saying that they signed the big dude, the bigger brother.
Send his ass to NXT. We don't need another Samoan or Samoan type of person popping up on my TV screen on the main roster.
It's gonna happen.
Look, man, I'm just tired of it. This point,
Yeah,
is
big family, man. It's a lot of them, man.
They get signed for the vibes, not at this point. That's just the thing that's a little frustrating.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, but it's just like, you put them on NXT. Put them on NXT. Let them work NXT. Trick Williams needs some people to fight. Devon Evans needs some people to fight. Ethan Page needs some people to fight. That men's part of the roster still cheeks.
Yeah, they.
Like,
I'm not mad. Like when NXT go through them type of droughts, I don't be mad because it's like, okay, it's like you cleared out all the guys that you know are going to be legit when they get up there.
But this
now it's time to see.
Why? It hasn't been like, even when 2.0 started, you still had Gargano, you still had Ciampa, you even had LA Knight around for a little bit. You know, while like Mello, Braun, Mafia folks all developed. You know, so that was my thing with that. Even Solo was still there too. So like, you still had people around, and then you brought the UK niggas over, which helped as well. Just with that all said, still that nigga NXT. Like, they need something. Look, you can't just have all Samoans. Just the BC level Samoans pop inside just because.
Yeah, I get it though. Like, it gets to a point where it's like you kind of oversaturating it.
Yeah, that's just my thing. It's just like, okay, I'm good. But what else going on SmackDown? Oh, Bailey and Nia is well into their rivalry now. PBL Bailey, I don't know why, but Nia Jax, she does stuff like that. Either way, it's, to me, as this goes on, it feels like more and more. Oh, that promo where like Bailey did say you're sloppy and reckless is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm sorry, but call a big woman sloppy is insane.
But in her defense, she was referring to her ring work.
I know, but the thing is like, geez, like, it's insane to say because it's like, okay, but because I know where she was coming from with it. Either way, it's just like, yo, you didn't have to say that. But even then, Nia has improved in ring, but the reputation is still current, you know.
And they've been playing into the fact that, you know, she come when she, you know, she does certain moves, she hurts people. Like back when she had beat Bianca in the King of the Ring tournament, you know, they played into the fact that she low-key kind of got hurt, but they kind of weaved it into the overall story. So it works.
It works. Nothing really.
But I don't know. Part of me is leaning towards, because at first I'm like, okay, they're not gonna have both of the king and queen of wing runners, you know, win to just lose. But I'm kind of leaning toward the way this is kind of set up. I don't know. It kind of feels like Bailey is gonna beat Nia this time. Yeah,
that's what's coming off as, and probably Nia wins that, gets her rematch. That's what's because at first I thought, oh, let's get the belt off her and we move on. But and hey, Charlotte coming back, G. Collision course. when you hear that ring music hit, and you know when she comes around, she need to be near that belt.
Yeah,
that gold gonna be present. G. It's collision course.
I don't feel like people gonna be that mad this time when it happened though.
Well, yeah, she's been legit gone for almost. It's
been the longest she's been gone.
Yeah, it's like Charlotte been gone for like 8 months. Even then, before she got hurt, she wasn't near the title like that either. So
yeah.
So now it's like, oh, okay, you can't trip.
The last title match Charlotte had wasn't it SummerSlam last year? The triple threat. It was Charlotte, Bianca, and Io.
Oh, it was awesome.
I mean, Asuka.
It was Io. No.
It was Io. Because that was the one where Io won.
Yeah, that's how Io won. There we go. So, but with that all said, that's why I think Bailey's gonna hold the belt a little longer just to get the Bailey versus Charlotte match, probably. Then I think Nia does get the belt though. Because I strongly believe. I wouldn't be mad at a Nia versus Charlotte program.
That's gonna happen though, especially if she's still in the picture by then. Like Charlotte's gonna be there, and they gonna butt heads.
Yeah. Which I think along that, while that would be interesting because since Nia and Tiffany is linked, you get the Tiffany versus Charlotte match that many people are. With Charlotte,
I think that might be the WrestleMania plan. I think Tiffany might get it before the year is up, or by the start of next year, and I think that might lead to Charlotte getting. If Charlotte gets in a scenario where Charlotte gets the belt, she gets cashed in on by Tiffany, and I think that may lead to them two linking up at Mania next year.
Possibly, but one thing I would say, Tiffany has to work on her mic work.
Yeah, she definitely needs some work.
Yeah, like she wasn't this bad at NXT, but also it was worse people around her on NXT on the mic around that time. So it's like, okay, maybe she's not that bad by proximity, but then around people like a Bailey, you're around a Nia, you are around even Bianca and others. It's like, oh, you got work that you need to work on, So
yeah. So again, there's no rush. She don't have to cash in no time soon. I just thought that may be a scenario that could occur.
Plus, I think she's gonna be first to fail. Women are still 100%.
Oh yeah, that is true. Nobody's failed yet on the women's side.
Women still legit 100% on their cashing, which is hilarious. So Triple H is like, I'm gonna fix that. Don't worry. But yeah, so then you got LA Knight versus Logan Paul scenario, which at this point
it's time.
Logan Paul screwed himself up with the Trump shit.
Yeah,
like he really like WWE, shoot, even TKO. They don't care what your political alignment is. Just don't put that in the forefront.
Yeah, and then he was up there with him with the belt too.
Yeah, with the belt doesn't help. So it was like, hey, G, you making the block hot. We got to fix that. They won't fix that.
And then I just think it in general it's just time for LA Knight to get that win.
Yep. It's time. Plus you SmackDown mid card is about to get reset because then that way you can run programs with them and Mellow. You can run programs.
Please, and for the life of me, please stop putting on the belt on guys that's not going to be around. Like I do like Logan Paul and everything. I get like he was cool.
He's just not going to work matches.
Yeah, it's like because what kind of made me talk about it was the other day they was like he's been like the longest reigning champion since John Moxley or something like that. But it's like he only defended the belt once, I think.
I believe.
No, he ain't even defended. He's only had one match since 2 matches since Mania. That was the qualifying match and the match against Cody.
Yeah, like honestly, this year he has not really defended. Like before, when he first got it, he was fine. Plus TV more, but yeah, they gotta. But like I was saying, the mid card is now more established on SmackDown, and plus you got somebody like LA Knight who can work with various people that they do at. He can work with the like I was mentioning, Mello, Andrade,
Santos is there. I think Santos is probably going to be his first challenger.
Yeah, Santos. You can run Jacob.
He'll probably be in there at some point.
Yeah, like you can run Jacob in there. You can run dude.
Throw Tama Tonga in there too.
Yeah, Jimmy when he comes back as well. You can throw Jimmy in there possibly. You can throw how long what's his name gonna have the DIY each of them individually,
Yeah, Baron
throw
Corbin's there. You could throw
Baron
Baron Corbin
Corbin.
back in the mix.
Yeah, so like you
And you
had,
got a pretty decent mid card section, so they're gonna be all right.
yeah, they'll be fine. So either way, like you can set something up where you can run programs with LA Knight because he's the ideal person to hold it in. He's the classic worker's worker, regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's go ahead and move on. I'm still on the WWE side of things. So it's been reported that Bobby Lashley is currently not in the Eternal roster for WWE, which is normally code for we don't have no plans for him, and his contract is going to expire real soon. So he's out of it in our eyes. Bobby hasn't been on TV since I think a couple weeks after WrestleMania, which was around when they started doing the King of the Ring qualifier and stuff.
Yeah.
He just went off TV due to injury, which I was like, Bobby never had no history of injuries, even though I found that weird. But either way, still an interesting situation itself. He hasn't been seen. Very quiet on social media, but once again, Bobby Lashley is a 40-something-year-old black man.
48 to be exact.
48-year-old black man. He's not like LA Knight. He's not. He's not going to be on social media posting like the other wrestlers do.
Right.
Of course, in his eyes, him going ghost is him legit going ghost. You see, still Street Profits on TV. They're in a way putting them back to normal, just with that among them. And it was just like, okay, so pretty much we don't know what's going on with Bobby. Then the MVP thing of a month ago where he said Triple H is racist allegations and he didn't rock with the Hurt Business stuff. Okay. Making the block hot. And then once again, the word gets out that Bobby's contract is about to expire. He's not an internal roster. That's led to a bunch of discourse among the black wrestling community. Now, whenever discourse happens with a black wrestler, black wrestling fans get extremely effing rude. It pisses me off borderline. Still, nothing pissed me off more than the discourse with Sasha and Naomi refusing to do their jobs. So, with that said, that discourse was probably the most annoying. But this discourse,
this got there. It definitely was getting there.
I don't know. This wasn't nowhere near that because that discourse was just overall between like people just legit taking it there.
Well, I'm talking about just like annoying wise. Like it got there so fast.
Yeah, it did get there fast, but once again, it wasn't the Sasha Naomi walking off. Like that was discussed for like 2 weeks. Type of annoying to the point where I was like, I really had to stay off the Threes from the Ring page. I literally blocked their names for like a month because I was just that annoyed with the discourse about it. But either way, Bobby Lashley discourse led to people saying he was treated wrong, he was fumbled, the normal stuff. But it was just like, you guys couldn't be more wrong, especially in regards to Bobby's booking, because Bobby was booked very freaking strong from especially the second run post getting Leo Rush off his ass, unintended.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively getting Leo Rush off his ass. Bobby was booked a lot better. Post the Lana Rusev thing, booked a lot better. So to the point where he was really booked strong. Under Vince and even under Triple H, he barely really took pins. So when you look at it, especially factoring what Triple H inherited, he was already in a tough situation. Like even in his last situation when he had with Karrion Kross and the KKK, he was still booked strongly.
Yeah, like Bobby never lost none of them matches.
Yeah, it was the Prophets who were losing their matches. But even when things went left, he looked strong in the post-match beatdowns. Either way, he was the one that still looked strong, and they still won the match. And then probably going to the King of Ring thing, this is probably what I feel like made him kind of be like, you know what, I ain't really rocking with this. When they probably wanted Melo to go over on.
Oh yeah, that was kind of
what it was, because it was supposed to be him and Melo. I don't think he wanted Melo to go over him, which this is something where I think black wrestlers could learn a lot from Booker T. Sometimes you just gotta take it. It's not racial. It's just what it is. Let's look out for another black brother. Like Melo is
because really honestly,
coming star, and you could have helped them get over. That could have led to a feud. It wasn't like Melo was about to win King.
Because really, they were kind of building something when Melo first got to SmackDown. Like, not the night that he challenged Cody and everything, but I think it was like the week after him and Bobby had that standoff.
Yeah, they were building something.
Yeah.
So it's just, my thing is, it's weird when it's like, bro, it wasn't like I'm pretty sure it wasn't like Melo was gonna win clean, but you was gonna help put him over. Ain't that the purpose? You know? So it's just weird. And at the end of the day, was Bobby wasted? No, not at all. Like he had two WWE title reigns this run, right? Was it one or two?
He had two.
So he won against?
Remember, he won the Money. He's the second time he won is when he beat Brock.
He beat Brock.
Because remember, it was at the Royal Rumble. It was Bobby versus Brock at the Royal Rumble. Roman came in and cost Brock the belt.
There we go. Okay, that's why I got confused.
Only black man to beat Brock Lesnar twice in the entire run of Brock Lesnar.
Yep. There we go. Let's talk about it. But once again, booked strong. And then the only really weird, like the most weirdest part about Bobby's run under Triple H was the Bray Wyatt situation. That was more about Bray's health than anything.
Yeah.
So.
And then Vince was steered for that part.
And that was, and once again, it was still Triple H ran, but it was like Vince was under, still over things to an extent. But with that all said,
he didn't have a bad run though, bro. People was taking that way out of proportion.
Look, and overall, Bobby Lashley is arguably one or two among black wrestlers all time. It's either Booker T or Bobby at this point. It's one or two. If you want to throw Kofi in there, be my guest. But Bobby, in terms of main event level, high mid card guys, is Bobby and Booker T. And I feel Bobby had two strong runs with that company. And even the possibility that the dirt sheets is wrong and he comes back, he's still going to be a solid guy. But also, he's almost 50. Yes, he looks like he's my age. But at the same time, he's still almost 50. Look at all the old guys from the early 2010s who's still around. Shameless. He's helping the younger guys get over. Who else? Drew still not really don't count like that, but like Sheamus probably
our truth is forever getting people over.
Yeah, and don't look, black wrestler fans hate the fact when you mention R-Truth because it's like, gee, yes, he's a joke character, but he's on TV. He
consistently on TV.
He does what you need. He knows what to do. It goes back to what Booker T said. You just do what is necessary to make sure you get over. It's not, and as long as you don't coon yourself out, you good. But Booker T never really cooned himself out. He over charactered himself in TNA, but I feel like Booker T never cooned himself. R-Truth is just a funny ass nigga.
legit inside, outside the ring. He's just funny. That's just who he is. Now we're not gonna disrespect R-Truth neither. Outside of his WWE work, I'm never gonna forget R-Truth was at one point the only black man to hold that NWA World Heavyweight Championship.
He held TNA down when it first started.
Twice.
He helped TNA up when it first started. As somebody who was watching TNA back then, seeing R-Truth was like, know what? Here's a black man who's on TV every week, and I like to see that. And Jeff Jarrett is whooping his ass. But
yeah, good old Triple J.
Yeah, but with that said, I like discourse is just stupid because people making it seem like Bobby was done wrong. He was booked horribly. He was booked to the point where he was bulletproof. He very rarely took pins.
He's probably only took a pin twice in like the last 4 years, like for real. I think the only people to beat him in like the last 4 years, like one-on-one, was Seth, Brock,
which makes sense.
I think Austin Theory, when Austin Theory had the US belt.
And I feel like that was the cash in.
Was that the cash? No, that wasn't the cash. He didn't cash in on Bobby when he had it. Yeah, it was really only. I think it was really only them four. I'm not gonna really count triple threat matches because if you don't get pinned in a triple threat match, you technically don't lose.
And even then, triple threat matches really don't count.
They don't, but it's like to the point. It's like he's not somebody that's losing every other week.
Bro, I'm on cagematch.net. I'm looking at
because they got all the stats.
House show 1, pay-per-view 1, house show 1, wins, no contest. He lost in an elimination chamber match, which he was booked strongly, even though yes, he was the first person eliminated. He still dominated the match, by the way.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley beats Bronson Reed. He lost to the Royal Rumble. He beats Cameron Grimes back-to-back weeks and Butch during house shows. Once again, he lost. Santo Escobar beat him on TV, but that was a number one contendership tournament.
I forgot about that one, but even still.
Well, once again, I'm seeing Bobby defeats in a lot of these things. Bobby defeated Rey Mysterio, G.
Yeah.
He lost to AJ Styles. Once again, he can't trip on that. It's AJ Styles. And by the way, this is like early 2023 where I'm at, by the way. He is winning non-stop. Bobby defeats Brock Lesnar. Bobby defeats Elias. Bobby defeats Baron Corbin back-to-back weeks.
Oh, another person he lost to, but made sense. Big E. Big E was the one they cashed in on.
And that's
a cash in.
Yeah, and at the same time, he was willing to let Big E get over. So, and even then. So it's just people holding on to the Hurt Business. Like, was the Hurt Business wrong? Yes. But at the same time, there's only so much you can do because the only one who was really worth a damn was Bobby and MVP as a manager. Shelton, I love Shelton to death. Washed. Cedric Alexander, young, talented, but at the same time, you better off having a broom cut a promo than him.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Y'all know how I feel. Y'all seen what I said in the group yesterday.
Exactly. So with that said, we love the Hurt Business. It was fun for the moment. If he takes that to AEW, cool. But also, this is my thing when y'all say, oh, he can go to AEW, go against Powerhouse Hobbs. He can go against Swerve. He can go against all these niggas. And boom, boom.
That's what they doing with all the big guys over there, though.
Nothing,
or they're either a lackey to a smaller guy.
And then on top of it, let's just keep it G real. All the big guys over there failed. Warlow, they tried multiple times. Failed. Uh, and let's just also keep it a beam. Warlow isn't that big. He's arguing, and like I said, bigger people is literally is the Warlow.
Wardlow is probably not that much bigger than Braun, if we be honest. He's probably taller than Braun.
No, he's probably taller than Braun, but at the same time, once the AEW is full of shorter people.
Yeah.
So that's another issue in itself. But with that all said, my point is they don't treat big people well over there. Keith Lee has been
in limbo.
His contract.
Last time we saw Keith Lee was at the Hall of Fame, and he wasn't even supposed to be on TV.
Standing there. He's standing there.
Like said, stay in the cut.
He is still standing there waiting for his contract to expire. We got news that he might not resign. And guess what? I don't remember the last time he was on TV at all. If he's on ROH, that's a damn fucking shame. But with that freaking said, Keith Lee, a way bigger, well, probably weight-wise, they're probably the same, but in terms of overall, a bigger person doesn't get over there. Once again, you have big people who do not prosper in AEW because they don't know how to book them. Because you have a bunch of short people who want to do these crazy moves, but also not sell the big person's moves. You can't tell me about take a power bomb from a dude built like Bobby Lashley and get right back up.
That's what's gonna make everybody mad. You put somebody like Bobby over there, and let's say you put Bobby over there against somebody worth the damn, like a Will Ospreay or whatever. Will Ospreay's doing a kip up at least 3 times after he gets speared.
Up after a spear. He's going to kip up after a spear. And I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be pissed, actually. So with that said, him going there probably makes sense because overall it's the second best company. But at the same time, what does it do? It does, because overall, once again, he would legit be the biggest WWE guy to transition over there in terms of somebody who's been active with the company, had the belt, and like had the main belt and goes over there. He should arguably be the top guy there. But is it going to happen?
We said that about the last couple guys that's went over. It don't happen.
But there's a difference. Edge is washed. CM Punk was getting back into things. But Edge is washed. But I'm talking about legit somebody who has been booked as a very strong person as he's leaving. He should be the guy there.
Yeah.
But once again, if we look at the history of every single WWE guy who has transitioned to that company, whose name isn't Adam Cole, they have not been booked correctly or poorly or just as bad as they were already booked over there.
Yeah, there's people that went over and argued and really have got booked worse, and people was complaining.
All right, we thought Keith Lee was going to have a resurgence, but come to find out, it's Swerve the one who figured it out. Which shout out to Swerve. Still, shout out to the black man. Those are cornball brother, by all means. Cornball brother at that. But at the same time, respect. But at the same time, on top of all of that,
you can't tell me that Bobby's supposed to come over there and job for anybody. Like, only person I could really see him losing to, and that's all some cheating shit, is MJF. Yeah. Outside of that,
MJF,
everybody is holding Bobby's bags when he gets there.
Only people who's really protected in that company is MJF, Kenny Omega, and the Elites. Like, and that includes Hangman Page as well. But Hangman is the only one who really knows how to elevate talent over there. Okada, to an extent, and Darby Allin. Those the only really 6 that are protected. Like, they booked them to perfection of being protected.
Yeah.
So when we see Darby Allin versus Bobby Lashley, and that man tanks, well, technically that man survived getting hit by a bus. At this point, he's probably the most unpinnable wrestler ever. but you know what I mean. Is he going to be happy to lose to Darby Allin? Is he gonna be happy to lose to a
Orange Cassidy?
Orange Cassidy? Is he gonna be happy to lose to Swerve? Honestly. So that's just what I mean. And then you say, "Oh, you got to fight Powerhouse Hobbs." When you actually see how small Powerhouse Hobbs looks next to Bobby Lashley, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, okay, there's a huge difference." Like Powerhouse Hobbs is big for Powerhouse Hobbs. I'm 6 foot. I think Powerhouse Hobbs is 6 foot himself. He looks like a 6 foot nigga. I could know my height when seeing it on TV. If I was to literally do nothing but eat protein, lean chicken breast, and lift weights all effing day, I will be built like that. So with that said, not saying that not anything no shade to Powerhouse Hobbs, but by the way, get well soon, my good brother. I don't want to see that either. He can go back to Impact. I mean TNA, do his thing there, or honestly, he might just want to retire.
Yeah,
and that's fine. That's fine in itself. So, with that said,
and again, we could just be getting Swerve too.
Very much. Very much. I mentioned that we could be. That man could pop up on SmackDown, and
hell, maybe that's Cody's third friend because he ain't got no more right now.
That'd be hilarious.
Come in and spear all the Samoans.
That'd be hilarious, by the way. But either way, has Bobby been fumbled? No. Has he been booked poorly? No. Has he been booked perfectly? No.
No.
Is Triple H a racist? No. It's too many proof in the pudding from the NXT days that he's not. But at the same time, the man is booking for all races. He's hiring all of freaking Roman's family. And they're Samoans. And Samoans are the closest thing to is like nigga cousins. Mexicans are getting over. So with that said, our community gotta chill, and I hope y'all voting for Kamala Harris. Now, moving on to AEW, did they do anything? Yes. Will Ospreay's getting screwed the fuck over.
Well, Ospreay definitely got screwed.
That man is over here taking bookings, losing to people. Look, that man lost 2 straight title matches in a month. 2. 1, and then
I think they finna make it 3.
If he loses at Wembley, I will cry tears if he loses at Wembley. I don't care what nobody says.
They're gonna pull a Shawn Michaels versus British Bulldog that for the European title in the UK.
I thought he went against Brett.
No, he went against British Bulldog in the UK for the European belt. I remember because that was a match on one of the showcase games one year.
I could have sworn that was against Brett. And I was I might have to look back into that. But anyway, with that said, Will Ospreay has lost 2 straight title matches. 1, 2, he lost the World Heavyweight title. Then he loses the MJF and loses the International, whatever it's called, or now
it's the American Championship,
the MAGA title. So, look, man, you can't call this your hot commodity signing, and the man proceeds to lose both his big title matches. We've seen this picture before, and it's when Daniel Bryan signed. The man is giving you 4-star, 5-star matches with no names, and then doing the same thing with your top talent. But it's just like, gee, it makes him look bad. It means he can't win the big one. That's what it looks like. You can't say this dude is the best in the world. He calls and moves himself like he's the best in the world. But you're telling me that he is, but he can't win the big one. That defeats the whole purpose of having him. it defeats the purpose of him being your top star, especially when Kenny Omega can't freaking eat cereal without cramping.
Bro, come on, can't eat cereal.
Adam Cole ankle is still on a freaking crutch.
I forgot he was still hurt.
See? So with that said, two of your big talented guys aren't even around. And on top of it all, the guy who's holding your main belt don't feel like the main guy. I mean, y'all can keep fooling yourselves saying he's their top guy when he's nowhere near that. He just is present. Because once again, who we're talking about? The guy who's losing the title matches.
So another thing I'm confused on, because I haven't really been watching as every single episode, but so he lost the Owen Hart tournament, right? And that was supposed to give whoever like a title shot at All In, right?
I don't think he was in there.
Or he lost a qualifier to be in or something, maybe.
If he lost that damn qualifying match. I hate to go back on cage. I don't want cage match in my damn algorithm. So it's just I really don't want to keep using this website. I just used it for this one reference.
But just for clarity, because I was confused at where, because there was something where he had a segment with Jeff Jarrett this week, and he was like, I wanted you to win that tournament or whatever. You know, kind of building up the fact, like, I guess maybe he is going to win it, but we don't know. But I'm trying to figure out who's doing what.
No, he was never in it.
So he lost the qualifier to be in there or something. Yeah.
No, he was never in it. I'm looking at it now because cage match specifically tells you like if certain things were like qualifiers, contenders. And stuff. Yeah, he was never in it.
They ain't even put the nigga in the tournament. What? I don't
because he had the MAGA, well, the now MAGA title. Remember, he took the international belt off Roderick Strong. So I think around that time was when they actually started doing the qualifiers. That's when I even said, I'm like, this is weird. Because they're like keeping away from the main belt.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because I don't even remember him. I really don't remember him holding a belt like at all.
He had the international belt, took from Roderick Strong, and I was like, okay, this is weird.
So he lost it. He lost it to MJF?
Yes. He lost it in that 1 hour spectacle. That highly unnecessary 1 hour spectacle.
They did an Iron Man match together too, didn't they?
No,
I think they did that Iron Man match when he had the world title.
Right. MJF did it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Remember when it was like at the beginning of MJF's world title run? Right, that's what I'm saying. So why would they do it again?
Once again, Daniel Bryan, MJF for the world title.
Right.
Fighting for 1 hour, and normally nobody said that because this AEW is the only company that honors time limits. We're not playing M64 wrestling games no more. But with that said, why are you fighting for 1 hour anyway? And
they trying to fill up a time slot.
You lose at 59 minutes and 57 seconds. The MJF, who just returned, once again, Tony Khan gets these new people and screws up. This universe mode is probably ass. Somebody need to find the save data files from the early days of universe mode. I just need to see. I just need to know. I just need to know. Because, dude ain't cutting it as a booker, But yeah, that's what AEW is doing. Plus, the road to Wembley is fast approaching as well. So, yeah, that's what's going on over there. But
I ain't gonna lie, he sold a lot of them New Japan guys a dream.
He definitely did.
He sold Switchblade a dream. We ain't seen him in I don't know how long.
He's
Or
in
at least not. ROH is basically we don't want to see you on TV, my nigga.
We might, and
Go
we'll
out
be
there.
in random Rampage and Collision random. See, but hey, man, that's what they
Crazy.
do. That's what they do. But we ain't gonna take a break. We're just gonna go straight into. Let's just go straight into basketball. There's not much to really talk about in terms of NBA, anyway. But let's just start off quickly with the TV deals. So NBA TV deals have now gone official. We've still had some drama earlier this week when it came to that. So now it is official. Disney retained their NBA rights, of course, which was expected. So ESPN, ABC will still air NBA games. They still also keep the NBA Finals. NBC is now taking, it's the secondary, or you can arguably say probably the primary NBA main way to watch the NBA. So games would be.
Are they taking over? I heard something. Are they taking over like after the football season is over, or how does it?
Okay, so they're going to have similar to like how we'll get a big game on Sundays for like ABC. NBC is taking the big games on Sundays.
Okay.
After the football season.
Right.
Like they're still going to play games like, I guess they're going to do the Tuesdays and Thursdays from TNT. Like they haven't really officially announced anything, but I'm assuming they're going to take the Tuesday, Thursday nights from TNT. Makes the most sense. But they get the most games. I believe they get like over 100 regular season games. They get 80. So either way, but they did say that their plan is Sunday nights, the primetime Sunday games are going to be treated like how they do the primetime NFL games. They're going to have a big show, all of that set up, which is really dope. Restore the feeling. Then Amazon will be games will be on Peacock as well on NBC. So you got 905. They might even air games on USA possibly. But primarily, I believe it will be the NBC network or wherever Comcast Sports now. I think they own that as well. But also Peacock will be airing games. Then Amazon will be the primary streamer provider of games as well. And I think they get, another 40 or 50 games plus some playoff games. So with that all said, NBA said, hey, for $76 billion, you guys giving us a lot, and we appreciate you guys. And you're gonna pay these guys quality bread because this TV deal might lead to the first NBA billionaire possibly.
For sure.
I think net worth wise.
I think net worth wise, they're gonna be there.
Yeah. And also they will also, those same three networks will be airing WNBA. So that TV contract doubled down as Luka Funko Pop deal. But the WNBA TV deal is the same as well. It's not the same amount of money, but there is a clause where they can renegotiate if they exceed expectations in terms of ratings and stuff like that as well. So,
and theirs is 10 years, ain't it?
Theirs is longer, but it's a renegotiation window.
Right.
I think after like 3 or 4 years. So, which is huge for the women because that leads to opportunities in terms of their collective bargaining for more money in their contracts. So we might actually start seeing the best women WNBA players getting multi-million-dollar worth contracts, which is really good.
And then it's just more eyes on the league in general. That definitely helps them. It's going to help them get better sponsors, I believe. I think it's going to help them get better. Like, I don't really know how the shoe deals and stuff work, but they probably get better shoe deals or something out of it too. They get more international eyes on it.
It's more eyes on the league. Plus, you have more set places to find the game because people were very adamant saying outside of ESPN, I don't know where to find these games. There was one time I'm scrolling on YouTube TV and legit there was a game on Ion.
Bro, who is finna?
Yeah, like I said, it's very random. So The Sky play on Channel 13. So WCIU.
Yeah, we know with
Channel
those.
13. Yeah, Channel 13, you got cable. 26, you use an antenna. So
Yeah,
from Chicago, you know what I'm talking about. Either way, it makes it easy to find the games. You can find it on ESPN or ABC, which will primarily were the main places to find WNBA. Plus, now you can also find them on Peacock, NBC, and now even on Amazon. Which, by the way, I'm gonna say this about the people tripping about Amazon. Everybody knows somebody who got an Amazon account.
yeah.
If you're paying for Prime, you automatically get Prime streaming services. Automatically, it is a bundled package. So, with that said,
And that makes that even more of a good bundle compared to other streaming services. Because other streaming services that be connected to certain stuff, they making you pay for a lot of stuff separate.
Exactly. So
At least with Amazon, it's all just one
it's
thing.
all wrapped up in the big ass price that you're paying, whether it's monthly or annually. You're paying for like your Prime membership links into you having Prime Video access. So, which is why I feel like when people complain like, "Oh, how are people going to be able to see these games?" You definitely can. It don't take much. It don't take much because you could just download the Prime Video app on your phone. So, but that leads to a little drama we had this past week. TNT proceeded to match the Amazon deal,
but didn't match the terms.
They matched the terms, but they didn't match how the NBA wanted to match. And the NBA said, hit the code FU, Stone Cold Stunner, we moving on. Which I'm not mad at. Supposedly there would be a lawsuit by TNT or WB. At this point, they're probably going to lose or settle out because at the end of the day, you did this to yourself.
I don't think that they're not going to have to settle because they didn't. If you was trying to match the money or whatever, cool. But if you're not trying to match the terms, you exiting yourself out of the situation. I don't think they ain't gonna go through. I don't even think that's gonna be worth it at this point.
Yeah, like I think the NBA wants to move on, especially you can't openly.
And you shouldn't have came back at the final hour.
That as well. You can't openly and publicly downplay what the NBA means to your network because all you really have is the NBA. And other than that, you're playing reruns of Marvel. You're playing MCU movies, old syndicated TV shows, and sitcoms. Dude. Nobody's actively looking to watch anything on TNT. And the second only other thing people actually watching is AEW. And those ratings is dropping. So within that TV deal is a whole nother comical act in itself right now. But with that said, it is what it is. We love the inside the NBA. I love it as well. I grew up with it. But guess what?
We
move at the end of the day. Y'all gotta accept the reality of these type of things. So it is what it is. Get ready to.
I think Ernie and I know Charles said he's pretty much done after this year. At least with that. Ernie, I think Ernie is don't he still do college games and stuff too?
Yeah, he pretty much has a contract with Turner because of baseball, because he does baseball as well.
Right.
He does baseball, but he does the college basketball as well. So Ernie's there regardless. Shaq and Kenny will be fine. Like they're gonna find jobs. Yeah. They're probably be hired by one of the three anyway. Especially Shaq. Shaq gonna chase the bag.
And I'm not gonna lie, it was probably, this was just a sign, all good things come to an end, you start anew. I'm pretty sure Amazon or NBC is gonna put together a similar show or segment, and they're gonna put some guys up there that people put some guys up there that people want to see for real. Not to say that they didn't want to see, Kenny, Shaq and them. But
it also, you can't recreate what they gave, but at the same time, you can create. You have something where you can balance it, and that should be
you get some guys up there with some personality, something to work out.
it's gonna be fine. People just want to live and learn and grow. Like we old days is the old days, and we bought. But it is what it is. Moving on. Last thing in regards to the basketball, we're gonna wrap this up. Team USA basketball, y'all. It's the Olympics. Pretty much at this point, the team is solidified. Kawhi left last time we recorded. I think the news of Kawhi didn't come out of him leaving. But Kawhi left the team, replaced with Derek White, which led to the Jaylen Brown drama. And honestly, give a fuck. Honestly, because who cares? But either way, Team USA in the Olympics start this weekend because the open ceremonies is this Saturday. It is some things going on in the Olympics this very moment. Like I was watching rugby. Team USA got dragged by Australia in rugby, which should happen. But some Australian dudes in rugby is different. Americans should be
Australian always been good at good with the rugby side, haven't they?
Us United States should be a lot better at rugby. If you can just find some dudes who played football at a D1 college level and just tell them it's nonstop football, it should work. In my honest opinion.
Yeah.
Find a bunch of linebackers, running backs, and some tight ends, and we should be good.
Find some guys that is okay with possibly receiving some CTE.
That's what I said. Running backs, tight ends, and linebackers. We good.
All CTE team, man.
Exactly. You just gotta
need
find
some killers
who don't mind catching a little bit of CTE. That's all it is. People who constantly know, hey, look, I'm about to get contact. That's all you got to do. Anyway, but back to Team USA. So the roster is secured at this point. Which features, I'm about to just name these people off the top of my head. I probably won't miss nobody. Steph, Devin Booker, Jason Tatum, LeBron, Embiid, Anthony Edwards, Tyrese Halliburton, Anthony Davis, KD, Bam, Derek White is your 12 man repping. So Team USA went through their gauntlet of exhibition games. They went undefeated. They did have a close game against Sudan. Luau Deng's kids gave them a run for their money. They did.
They did.
They gave them a run for their money. So shout out to Luau Deng's cousins and kids. G, y'all did y'all thing. G, respect.
Bro, the fact that they don't have a court to practice on that's indoors is crazy.
That's insane.
Like, you getting straight street ball.
Hey, but thing is though, Team USA, like the past couple of Olympics, they had the most problems against African-based teams.
Yeah.
Because for one, it's like these dudes probably on par athletically are equally athletic. Like I hate the phrase like we're all black, but yeah, athleticism wise, equal. And then it's probably some dude which happened. I forgot dude's name, but dude had like a torch. That dude made like 730.
Yeah, he was firing that joint up.
He was fine. It was just when Team USA actually acted motivated and said no, it showed, especially when LeBron made the game one. He was like, no.
Yeah, we not that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
He said, you're not about to stop. That's literally what happened. It was LeBron saying no.
Imposing his will.
Literally, his will said, no, I'm not about to lose to you. They but like things I did notice though, like it's really fun to see LeBron and Steph play together, like legit in a more competitive, like we've seen it during the All-Star game, but in a legit competitive environment is really dope to see, because honestly, this is the only time we should see this in a competitive setting, a true competitive setting. Once again, LeBron's about to turn 40 in December, and he looks he's still arguably the best player on the court is insane. Steph is probably gonna cause wars to occur. he go like it's gonna be when he. It's probably gonna be a game where they probably gonna like they beating the team. It's probably like a comfortable 15-point lead, and it's like the third quarter. They up 15, probably already on like a 18-2 run, and Steph just pops up from half court to shoot a three. They're gonna treat that as an act of war.
Oh, so he disrespecting.
He's gonna be treated like an act of war. But either way, like I feel like even though KD hasn't played yet, I feel like a lot of people, except Joel Embiid, because he's looking like a war criminal, is comfortable in their roles. Everybody looks comfortable in their roles. I think they know, when things go left, defer to LeBron, which I think might turn to defer to LeBron, KD, or Steph, depending on who's hot or who's comfortable. I think they know those three got it. Anthony Edwards kind of knows, like, hey, I'm the guy on the bench. Cool. But Joel Embiid definitely looks like a war criminal. It's to the point where I'm like, he should be sitting on the bench collecting the towels.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, he's once again, somebody's going to call him a slur. Because he's gonna lock somebody up so badly where literally they might call him a slur, and it's gonna be insane.
They gonna call the police on the court and be like, he's assaulting that man.
Yes, because look, all he got to do is guard niggas and just play smart basketball. Cool. But overall, I like what I see. Everybody seems really comfortable in their roles. It's just a matter of I just want to see them legit dominate people. Like, I think the only time they legit dominated during the preseason was Serbia, and that was more like Anthony Davis and Bam saying, this Serbian nigga been kicking our ass on our soil, and we're not about to let it happen on international soil either. So it's just like, which I respect. But and I think this is my main thing. And I'm calling Joel Embiid a war criminal. He just needs to understand you can't play how you play here over there.
Yeah, it's a different type of set. It's a different setting.
It's a different setting. The refs aren't going to call them fouls. Play close to the rim.
And it would honestly benefit him more. It benefits his game more in general, but in this setting, it would definitely benefit him more.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, I feel defensively, all of them, like, between Embiid, Bam, and AD, like, shoot, because one, when we see France, all three of them will be needed. All three will be needed. But it's just a case of Embiid has to be a lot better. That's just what it is. Especially they pleaded that you play for them instead of France. So it's just a matter of you've got to play better. You just already have to play better. Overall, I like what I see. Your thoughts?
I'm not necessarily worried like everybody else is. Obviously, it's a win or don't come home situation, but I don't see them realistically losing. I don't think this is not a situation. People are comparing it to the 04 team, which I get it, but they not losing this team, bro. You have to really think about it. When you go, I want everybody to really go do their homework and go look at the rosters of those other teams, and not counting the superstar NBA players that are on some of them teams. Really look at the rest of that shit, because compare that to what we got. Again, we got enough motivation to not lose. We have enough talent to not lose. I think we have the right coaching. I'm not too concerned that, the exhibition plays like preseason. We're not going to take it that seriously. And they didn't lose none either. Obviously don't play down to your competition either, because, that's how you could put yourself in the hole. But I think, like you said, it's really this exhibition for them is really just figuring out what roles everybody needs to align themselves in and stick to that. We'll change game plan if we need to, but for the most part, I think that they know who's going to be doing what. Oh, I think the only other person you might have missed off of there was Devin Booker.
No, I said Devin Booker.
Okay, I ain't. But yeah, I think they have a good enough team to go through the whole thing and bring home some gold. So I'm not super concerned. I'm just ready for the real games to take place. I definitely think teams are going to play them a lot harder, as hard as they can to their standards. But I think for the most part, they're going to impose their will on most teams.
Pretty much, like, see, and like I would say this either way. I don't think we're not ever going to see the extreme blowouts like we've seen, like from the original Dream Team 2.0, from like what we grew up to learn. We saw pure domination.
Yeah.
2008 was pure domination. 2012, most of it was pure domination as well. But like most of the world, I wouldn't even say have caught up, but they're not as fearful because you see dudes from your homeland go up against these dudes on TV.
Right.
So it's like so it gives me motivation to be like, shoot, if I see Luka freaking dominating these dudes, and I remember going against Luka my damn self. Why should I be scared of these guys in comparison to like back when seeing Jordan and them? It was like, oh, shoot, I want.
They were still star. I think even back then, like they were still still
very
starstruck fighting them. Like you said, 2012, I think that's when it started to die down as far as like the fear aspect, I guess. But even still, I think they just have to know, as far as like the other teams, they just have to know, you compete regardless. You don't go to, you don't play your regular season games and be like, oh, it is what it is. It's like, no, you play them the same way you would play anybody else. And vice versa for the USA. You play them like it's a finals game, really. Every game is a finals game.
Pretty much. Especially when, like, and I think the teams that they're going to take the most serious are the ones that have genuine NBA talent. Serbia, of course, Jokic. If you see Greece, Giannis. France, multiple NBA talents, and two of the best bigs in the league on top of it you got to deal with. Germany, still quite a few NBA talents with the Wagner brothers and so. I'm probably missing a couple, but you get what I mean. Like, it's enough where it's like rotational, at bare minimum rotational level NBA players on some of these world teams where it's just like, I have to respect. Because they're probably saying, look, I cooked this nigga at practice. Here's my highlights of cooking stuff. Here's Bron leaning on me to help get through the game. Stuff like that, where it's just like, okay, you know what, we can kind of not be fearful, but it's just like, so overall, we're here now, finally. Like I said, to me, the biggest competition is France. And that's mainly going to fall on one Joel Embiid when it comes to that game, and praying that Wemby doesn't sit there and say, hey, the torch, I'm taking that. Like KD, Bron, and Steph in the face, I'm taking that. I'm taking it. The torch is mine. Like, that would be a hell of a way with being like, look, I already got, my Wemby jersey came in the mail. So I already Wemby Hive already.
Yeah, they can't lose to him, bro. The America's in the final stages of life itself at this point. We can't afford for the basketball team to lose to anybody.
Hey, look, bro. America's season 2024 has been wild, but we can't lose tonight. But with that said, but if Wemby,
he legit might not be able to come home, bro. Like it gets scary.
Look, man. If Wemby sit there and look them dudes in the face and say, it's my league now, G, on an international stage, goat him already, G. Yeah, goat him already. That's all I'm going to say. But they should still win gold. It's just going to be a very competitive, even I feel fulfilling, because the world is different than what it was decades ago. So seeing what we're about to see is going to be really fun. It's going like that's why I feel like it's going to be a lot more fun to watch because now, in a way, we've seen enough of the world be competitive, where it's just like, okay, we should be used to it, but it's also we never seen a team this stacked since 2008. 2000 or 2008. I feel like 2018 is still better than 2012. But this is overall like legit the most stacked team since the Dream Team. If we're being real. Like from front to bottom, this is the most stacked team. So overall, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Olympics, even as a whole. So I hope you guys that's another thing. Free promo, you know I'm not getting paid for this. Enjoy the Olympics, G. Enjoy it. Like it's a lot that you can get from it, especially paying for Peacock. Take a moment and just watch some of the stuff that goes on, like sports wise and stuff that you might be enthused by. But let's wrap this up. Gotta go to work in the morning. I'm pretty sure you do too. So we got blessed that we gave you guys an episode tonight. Really blessed.
I gave you my last shed of strength.
Exactly. I should be cuddled up right now. But either way, we appreciate you guys watching, listening, as well. Hopefully, some of this stuff gets chopped up as reels because we do have a new content helper and content in our home of Miles. But I'll make sure I let them know we recorded tonight so we can make sure you get on top of it. But make sure if you did watch us, we appreciate you. If you listened, we appreciate you as well. Like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, YouTube Media. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you share with your homies. Let them know you rock with us. Follow us on Twitter at 3s from the Ring, 3S from the Ring. Follow the Facebook page. Like the Facebook page, You Tweaking Media as well. We appreciate you guys. Peace.
Peace.